Okay guys, welcome to my studio for this new live tutorial. Okay, I would like to share with you some hints some hints regarding the how to create a preset for rock. Okay, so let's see together. This is my new package. I created a new package of about how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 presets based on the same architecture, where I try to use my favorite high gain amps and mid and high gain amps to create a rock preset. Okay. So let's start and see what is the new. I hope that the audio and video is okay. Please give me a feedback. Hi to everybody. This session is in English, of course. So let's see the editor. Okay. Let's see the editor. This is the main architecture of the my rock preset. There are 6 presets. Is a new package that will be available on my website, but of course you can create yourself the preset. What is my idea is to share a common way and common architecture to fulfill the typical needs of the guitarist on the stage. This is my my method, of course, and you can do what you want. Okay, the base, of course, it is the amp block and the cabinet block. For the cabinet, I take care a lot how to select the cabinets, and I offer you the possibility to check different cabinets. So I create my favorite cabinet where I have for any channel my favorite impulse responses. For example, this one, the Orange 1962 with the microphone AKG C414, for example. But I have the possibility to select the different one, the factory preset, the factory cabinets, for example, or this one. Okay, this is another factory of the Orange cabinet, and this one. So you have 4 possibilities to create your personal sound. So my idea is to create a template where you can create your personal sound. So let's start from this. Scenes of this preset. The preset is based on the Herbert amp. Okay, as you can see, I select the 8 scenes. Any scenes has different name and different possibility. So my idea is to create, as I told you, a preset with the classical scenes you need for a rock. So the clean, okay. Clean with the chorus or delay, the crunch, the rhythm part, let's say, this is the scene of the rhythm part, and of course the delay. And I would like to show you how I create this. So for example, for the rhythm part, of course it is a high gain, mid-high gain sound. I select the Herby channel 2+, okay, with these settings. I can show you. As you can see, typically with the written part, I have the reverb. It's not a long reverb, but the medium plate on 2 seconds, and the delay. Delay to me is always present, and I have different delay in the 2 settings. One is a low delay, okay, when you can recall with the channel B. I use the dual delay, for example, with input gain, as you can see, is set to 18.9%. The difference with channel A as you can see, it's the same delay, but the input gain is higher. So you have two different levels of delay. Why I create these two levels? Because I wanted to preserve the tails of the delay when I switch between the scenes. So if I can also use the level, but if you use the level, when you change from channel B to channel A, automatically during the selection, the volume of the tails drop down immediately, and I wanted to avoid this. This is the reason that I prefer to use the input gain. So, as you can see, this is the rhythm part. I change it to the lead part, okay? I select, for example, the channel C, which is a different other input gain. Only the input gain is increased from 18.9 to 30%, okay? But there is no changing in the tails. This is the reason I use only the input, because, as I told you many times, I prefer to use the ambient effects in parallel mode. Only the reverb is in series, but the delay, Plexi delay, and pitch, in this case I use the pitch as a, let's say, a course as a detune, is in parallel. I would like to show you. So the difference between the rhythm part and the lead is a bit more delay. The sound is the same. The amp is the same. As you can see, the channel of the amp remains the same. The rhythm part and also the switching between the two scenes are absolutely seamless, because the cabinet is the same, the amp is the same, the delay change, but the changing of delay doesn't influence anything, only the ambient effects. And to change the volume, I use the scene level on the output block, as you can see on the scene level. The difference between the rhythm part is at 0 dB and the lead scenes as 2.6 dB. Of course, you can adapt this level as your needs. In my case, I check during my live stage that 2.6 is let's say a perfect value for this difference. Okay, so let's come back to the amp block. Of course, I create different cabinet because I would like to change and to evaluate what is the effect between my favorite cabinet, for example, this one or this one. This is the typical sound of the greenback. Or this one is another orange cabinet with different microphone. Or this one, which is a typical SM57. In this case, this is my favorite one. Of course, I suggest you to use the same cabinet and the same high gain amp to avoid the let's say the gap between the scenes. As you can see, when you go to the scene manager, okay, the amp change only when I change to the sorry, this okay, there's another, I will show you. There is another amp, so I have 3 different amp, but the cabinet is always the same. I prefer to stay with the same cabinet as of course in the real world. So if you have analog equipment, analog gear, usually you change the channel of your amp. You can add some drives, you can add some overdrives, distortion, and so on. But the cabinet usually remains the same. Of course, if you have a very famous guitar player, you have many possibilities also to change the complete gear. But typically, the voice of the cabinet remains the same. I wanted to keep the same philosophy also with the digital world, because the cabinet gives you the voice, the main part of the voice of your sounds, and to me is much better to keep the same voice during the live gig. Of course, it depends of your needs and your sounds. Maybe you can use different cabinet, different amp depending on the songs. But for example, I have a Toto tribute, and during the Toto tribute, okay, I imagine what Steve Lukather does during the live gig. Typically change only the channel of his amps. He doesn't change the cabinet. Okay, and I love his playing. I love his sound. So I want to stay with the same philosophy and the same method. And I would like to use it also because this preserve the typical the bit the small audio gap between 2 scenes when you change the amp. So when I change from crunch to lead, there is not any. To me, it's not absolutely a problem. But for some people, it could be a problem. Well, because I don't know why, but to me, it's not absolutely a problem. This, for example, the volume it's a bit high. Sorry. This is a case when I change also the amp. Did you hear something? No, I change it. Okay, so I switch to the scene number 3 is what I call clean area. To be honest, it's not really clean because I use in this case the Herby Channels 2 minus. It is not a really clean amp, and also I can use it clean if I drop down the drive to the low value, but I prefer to stay with the sound, very high dynamic sound. Maybe there is just let me check. There is the input. No, there's no input boost. Okay. It's a bit high the volume. Sorry. I save it. In this case, I like to use also the chorus. Is not a chorus, it's the tune. I use the tune with the pitch block when I set up the tune. Hardly panned left and right, the tune minus 10.6 and plus 2 voice plus 2 10.9. The effect is very, very nice. I play with the dynamic of my playing and also with the dynamic of the volume. Of course, can use I use my FC6 pedalboard to switch on and off the effect. Typically, I have on my configuration the FM3, change the scene number 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and I can select on and off the pitch, delay, the plexi, phaser. Also the control switch. As you can see here, the input boost. The input boost is set by the Footswitch. This is really nice because I can show you how it's possible to extend the capability of the sound of this preset. For example, if I am on the clean scene with a pitch and delay, I am working with the last firmware. As you can see here, the 5.02 beta 1. It is a public beta version, and the last FM3 editor. So as you can see, I can use the Clean Plus. Typically, I use this sound to make some ballads or typical slow time song. If I switch off the pitch and delay, I can get a typical crunchy blues sound. As you can see here, if I switch on the booster, I can get a very crunchy mid-gain sound. I am in the same scenes. I only switch on and off some effects. The scenes is absolutely the same. If I switch on the Plexi, for example, I can decrease a bit the gain because to me it's too much maybe with this guitar. As you can see, I stay on scene number 3. I can switch off the pitch, the delay. Switch on the booster. If I press the Footswitch 3, it is the scene number 3, I come back to my original scene. Scene number 2. The rhythm part and the lead part. So basically, to me, the typical rock preset has to have 3 scenes. The 3 main scenes is the crunch, the rhythm part, the lead part, and the clean or crunch. It depends on your needs. Typically, I prefer to have let's say almost crunchy sound like this. But if you want, you can also have a. Let me check if there is no. in this case, I use only high gain. This is only this clean sound, but in the other preset, I will show you what is possible to have a very clean sound. Okay, because as I told you, I create 6 different presets for this package. There is another scene, for example, in scene number 4, okay, where I use a different amp. Is a Herby, also always the Herby amp, but channel 3. It is a high gain channel with a more mid-range sound. You can hear the difference between these 2 channels. The amp is the same, but channel 2 plus and channel 3. This is channel 3. This is channel 2. Very nice sound. This is one of my favorite amp. As you can see here, I also create this circuit to select to use the volume or the wah with the same pedal connected to the pedal 1 input in my case, but you can connect as you want. Okay, with the multiplex block you can select the row 2, so it means the volume, or the row 3 from the wah. So as you can see, for example, on the channel 4, on the scene number 4, so I select the row 3. That means that I use the pedal as wah. This is the reason that I create 2 different scenes, number 1 and number 4. The difference is, of course, the amp, but you can use the same amp, of course. It depends as you select the channel B or channel A. Okay. This is only a sample. Of course, you can do what you want, of course. And the difference is the scene number 1. I use the volume, the pedal as to select the volume. Okay. So the row 2, so the sounds comes from the row 2. Okay, on the scene number 4, the sounds come from the row 3. So pass through the wah. Okay, I already explained this circuit. It's very easy to understand. So I create other scenes, and to creating the other scenes depends absolutely to you, because okay, this is the alternative lead. I created these scenes. It is the same like the 2, the rhythm part, but plus the pitch block, for example. In this case, I use the different channel of the pitch instead to the clean. On the clean, for example, you can see I use the B channel. Okay, where the level is to 0. On the 5, for example, it is the written part, the input gain, like with the delay, is to 24. So I decrease the amount of the pitch. To create, let's say, on the written part, I create, let's say, the typical wide effect sound, like many guitars that play together. This is the reason that I call this scene Rhythm Plus, because there is the pitch in plus. If you want more pitch effect, So this is a very easy and convenient way to use the same effects to create different settings. Very common, because on the clean you need all the amount of pitch, but you cannot use the same for the rhythm part. And depends, it's up to you if you want to, for example, on the lead channel. If you wanted to create the typical 80 sound, you can also activate the pitch. Of course, remember on the channel A. If I switch on channel B, I can try. Of course, this is the phaser. The phaser is you can activate when you want. I activate with the Footswitch on my FC6 pedalboard. It's better to the scene number 3, for example. So I am all in the same scene, but I activated the Plex delay. Let's raise up a little bit. Okay. So let me switch off the. Okay. Well, so I create other scenes, like the scene number 6, but the pen is up to you. Typically, I prefer to use only 3 scenes, and I switch on and off the effects I want in real time. But it depends how you want to work and what is your need during the live gig. For example, this is a crunch 2. It is a scene like the clean, but okay, with the same amp, but with the pitch and Plexi. Of course, as I told you, you can change the pitch to increase the amount of the. Or you can change the Plexi functionality from the Plex verb to the Econo Shimmer. In any of my presets, I have 2 different channels for any block. As I show you with the Footswitch, you can, with the functionality press and hold, you can, as you can see here, for example, on the, I configure my, I wanted to show you, the scene number, sorry, I show you the FC, okay, on the layout 2. This is the layout of my FC6 pedal board, as you can see here, I can switch on and off any effect, and with the second functionality, with the press and hold functionality, is possible to change the channel of the block. This is very convenient because I have all possibility during the live gig to select the effects I want and also select the functionality. As you can see, I use the per preset function, so I define the functionality of any Footswitch on the per preset layout. So, for example, the pitch block is on the per preset 1. There is with the tap function, I activate, bypass and bypass the effects, but with the old function, I toggle the channel to A and B. I do the same on the delay. I do the same on the, but in this case, I use this per preset for the control switch to activate the boost, or in this case, with the press and hold, I activate the compressor. With the phaser, I activate the channel A or B. I can show you how does it work, for example, with the preset. This is the vibe effects. If I press and hold, I show you the... Okay, check here. If I press and hold, I switch it to the B, and I use the block 90. This is more convenient when on the... Okay, so this is a very convenient way to have the FG6 to activate on and off any kind of effects and have a possibility to switch between the two channels using the hold functionality. Is very convenient. For example, if I am on these scenes, I wanted to activate the Plexi. Okay. If I wanted to use the Plex verb instead of Econom Shimmer, I press and hold the effects, the same effects, and I have the Plexi verb. Very common, isn't it? Rasta Nuri, it's possible to share the preset. You will find this preset together the other. I will show you on my website, Marco Fanton, www.marcofanton.it. So this is the idea how to create the preset. Remember that you can select the different volume of the scenes using the scenes level on the output block. Okay, so I would like to show you the other preset I created with this philosophy. For example, the Euro Uber based the philosophy is pretty the same. In this case, I use the Euro Uber amp. Okay, is a Bogner family. I used in this case this different cabinet. It is always the orange family from the Valhalla cabinet. Okay, with the SM67. Instead, the pitch block, I use the chorus block. But the rest is more or less the same. In the philosophy, the same. I would like to show you what is the difference between these two presets. And this is the other one. So let's compare the same scenes. The scenes number 2 is the rhythm part. So sorry. Save it. This is the Herby. This is the Euro Uber. This is more high gain preset. You have also the possibility to change a different cabinet. For the Euro Uber, I select this one. The scene number 1 is the lead. In this case, I wanted to add more drive with the drive block esoteric ACB. So in this case, the difference between the rhythm part and the lead part is not only the scene level that as I show you is always the same selected with the scene level block, but there is also the drive block to increase the amount of the gain. Okay. In this case, the clean is done with the Shiver Clean. It's much more clean than the other preset. I can show you other very simple clean. For the funky sound. The same sound with the same clean. Or I can have the C number 7 with the Plexi. Very nice. So I have the other preset, for example, the Euro Blue presets, based on the philosophy is always the same, based on the Euro Blue model, and is a less gain respect on the Uber. The clean part is done with the JTM amp. This preset is very nice for the mid gain and blues sound. If I switch on the chorus and delay. And also the Plexi delay. So I have another preset based on the Euro Red. It is the channel red of the Bogner. In this case, the clean channel is made by the custom audio clean. Very cleany sound. Very, very, very nice, very nice. So I have the other preset made by another amp. It is the Fractal D60. This is very nice. Very, how can I say, high gain sound. This is the rhythm part, the lead. The lead part, the clean, made by the clean, the custom audio clean. Okay, so I have another preset based on with the custom audio, also for the lead, for the distortion part. Okay, I would like to show you the difference between these different presets. What is the philosophy? To have the same architecture for all the presets, change, to have a cabinet where I change the channels. In every channel there is my favorite inputs responses, so you can find and you can tune up your favorite sound. So let's go to the overall overview of the presets. For example, this is the custom audio. This is the Herby. This is the Euro Blue. Euro Uber. Euro Red. The Fractal. And also there is the Atomic. I forgot to show you the Atomic part, but it's based on the Atomic amp. So this is the way you can create very different sounds, very different preset, and have a very huge palette of tones. When you select your favorite tones, I created this library. Let's say it's my personal library of my favorite amps. So I summarize the custom audio, the Herbert, the Bogner Blue, the Bogner Uber, the Bogner Red, the Fractal, and the Atomic. So, but what I want to highlight to you is the voice is similar because I use more or less the same impulse response family. The orange cabinet for Valhalla, you can buy it, of course, on the Valhalla. You can create the preset as you want, of course, or you can buy the package. Now I am prepared the package available on my website. You can decide to support me to buy the preset, of course, but of course you can create your preset as I describe in this tutorial. And of course, if you have any questions, you can write down your request below the video. And okay. Can see some friends that are watching the video. Thank you very much. So I only can play on my song to show how does this preset work to the real, because sometimes to hear the sounds alone is not the same to hear the sound into the mixer. So when my very, very important suggestion is to create your sound not alone but into the mixer. So I prepare this preset based on my experience on live gig, because you can use this preset for live gig. I used the last preset I'm using is the Herby, for example. This is the preset that I usually use on my live gig. So it's not a preset, okay, as it is, and that's it. It's a preset tested on the live gig and also on the recording. I would like to, for example, let's sound. For example, let me check. Okay. For example, this one could be nice. Okay. Okay, this is an example where I use the Herby preset, but it depends on this preset. I love this preset because it has a even the high gain, the mid gain, the low gain, different sound. I can play with the dynamic of the sound. But if I want to have, for example, more gain, I can use the Uber preset, who has more gain with a different sound, for example, with a different song. Okay, let me check. Ciao Adam. What I can play, for example, because I have to remember some sound because I forgot it. For example, this one. Maybe it's not. Let me take another song that is not properly sung for this preset. Maybe where is it? Sorry, just a moment. This one is maybe better. So okay, I have to forget it. This is a sample where I can use the sound, because some people ask me, how does it possible to use this sound, this very incredible huge sound, so many ambient. This is a sample. Go to the lead part. I switch on the chorus and also the Plexi. So this is one of the best things of Fractal system that you can have so huge ambient effects and you can preserve the sound. You can hear note by note because the effect is separated on left and right, and you have the sound in the middle. Can change the preset to the fry-head. Okay, so I hope that this tutorial is helpful and useful for you. If you have any comment, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put the question below the video. Of course, you can create your preset yourself. You can. I use the Valhalla impulse responsive that you can buy on the Valhalla IR impulse response website. I use mainly the orange cabinet, the orange 1962 cabinet is one of my favorite one. Or you can buy all the package. The package is composed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 preset that I combine together in a package that you can buy on my website. So thank you so much, and see you very soon. Thank you so much, and thanks to G66 for this great possibility. Hi guys, thank you very much. Bye.